Okay, so we've got a pretty intense story to dive into today.
Yeah, this one's a real head scratcher.
It is. It's jangundy.pdf,
Right.
and we're gonna kind of go deep on this and see what we can uncover about Andy and this crazy situation he finds himself in.
Yeah, I mean it looks simple on the surface,
Yeah.
but when you really start thinking about it, there's some really interesting stuff about belief, and how we act in the world.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so let's jump right in.
Okay.
So we meet Andy, and he's in his 50s. We're told he's fair complexioned. He's never been married, no kids,
Hmm.
and the story really emphasizes that he's just a genuinely honest guy,
Right.
and he's also deeply, deeply devoted to his faith in God.
Yeah.
But but there's this one like really important detail about him. He's stubborn,
Oh yeah.
like really, really stubborn.
Oh, absolutely.
The story tells us, like straight up, that once Andy makes up his mind, that's it. Nothing's going to change it.
Right? No amount of persuasion, nothing.
Nothing.
He's locked in.
Yeah, and that ends up being super important to everything that
Oh,
happens.
it's like the foundation of the whole thing.
Absolutely. So things get intense pretty quickly,
Right out of the gate.
right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Um, there's this continuous heavy rain, like it just won't stop,
Yeah.
and it causes a huge flood.
I mean, we're talking like a once in a century flood.
Yeah, enormous. Yeah.
The story really emphasizes how big this is. This is not just like your average, overflowing river.
No.
This is like the whole community is in danger kind of thing.
Right, and you see that right away in how the whole village reacts. I mean, everyone is getting out of there.
Everywhere.
Young, old, men, women, everyone's heading for higher ground miles away.
Miles away.
And it's chaotic. You can just feel the urgency, the panic even.
Yeah, it's survival mode. Everyone's
Wow.
just trying to get to safety.
Totally. But then you have Andy.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting.
Yeah. In the middle of all this
Mhm.
craziness, Andy is just chilling at home.
Like completely unfazed.
Yeah, he's totally calm, not worried at all, doesn't seem to be in any hurry.
It's almost like he's oblivious to what's happening around him.
I know.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? Like how does he not see what everyone else is seeing?
Well, that's the key, right? The
Mhm.
story gives us this peek into his thinking,
Right.
and it's all about his faith.
Okay.
He believes so strongly that God is going to protect him,
Mhm.
that he doesn't need to do anything. It's not even like hope. It's like a certainty for him.
Yeah, like God's got this.
God's got this, and I don't need to worry about a thing.
So he doesn't pack any bags,
Nope.
no supplies, no nothing.
Not there.
Just stays put waiting for, I guess, a miracle.
A miracle, yeah. And this is where the first attempt to help him comes in.
Right. His young neighbor, Jimmy,
Jimmy, yeah.
shows up in his car.
Yeah, he's being a good neighbor, right?
Totally. He's seeing the flood. He's seeing Andy just sitting there.
Right.
And he's like, dude, you got to get out of here.
Come on, let's go.
Come on, man. Come with me.
Yeah,
But Andy just shuts him down.
completely.
Yeah, just says flat out, nope, I've made up my mind. I'm staying here.
Doesn't even budge.
No, doesn't even budge. Poor Jimmy. He tries to convince him,
Yeah.
but no luck.
No luck at all.
He ends up driving away alone, heading west, away from the flood.
Away from the flood. Yeah.
So now Andy's all by himself.
All alone. Everyone else is gone.
The entire village is gone.
It's just him.
And the flood is getting worse.
Yeah, this is where it starts to get really scary.
Yeah.
The rain's coming down even harder.
Mhm.
The water is rising so fast.
Yeah.
And pretty soon it's like waist deep.
Wow.
You can't drive anymore. The story even says only boats or planes could get around at this point.
I mean, that's terrifying. But Andy, where is he? What's he doing?
Well, he's still at home.
Still at home.
He's sitting by the window.
Uh-huh.
He's closed his eyes and he's just praying.
Praying.
He's like doubling down on his faith.
So even though things are getting way worse outside,
Mm.
he's just retreating further into his belief that God will save him.
Right. In his mind, that's the most important thing he can do.
It's so hard to wrap your head around.
I know. It's like a disconnect between what's actually happening and what he believes is going to happen.
Right. And then out of nowhere, his old friend Danny shows up
In a boat.
in a boat.
Small boat.
So now we have like attempt number 2.
Rescue attempt number 2.
Yeah. So Danny's delivering goods to the west of the village.
Right. So he's still trying to help people out.
Yeah, even though it's, like, super dangerous.
Exactly.
So he sees Andy and he's like, get in the boat, man. We got to go.
Like, this is serious. You got to come with me.
And he even tells him, look, if this rain keeps up for another 2 hours, the dam upstream is going to break.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. So now it's not just the current flood. It's like a potential mega flood.
A huge wall of water coming right at them.
Exactly. And what does Andy do?
What does he do?
He refuses again.
No way.
Yeah, waves him off. Tells him to leave him alone.
You're kidding?
Nope. Even says he's got his own way of escaping the danger.
Like his own personal miracle escape route.
You got it. It's wild.
It's mind-boggling.
So Danny, I mean, he's got to be just floored.
Yeah, I mean, he's risking his life to try to help.
Right.
And Andy's just dismissing him like it's nothing.
I know. He just tells Danny to hurry up and get out of there. Like, go do your thing. I'm good.
So frustrating.
Right. So now 2 chances to get to safety.
2 clear chances.
Fun.
And then the story really gets into the full force of the flood.
Yeah, it's like this terrifying, relentless power.
The story describes it like a fierce beast.
Yeah, I remember that.
Rampaging through the village, east to west.
Crushing everything in its path.
It's just wreaking havoc. Breaking down doors and windows, smashing walls,
Trees getting uprooted, roads getting wiped out.
Animals are dying.
And houses are just collapsing left and right.
Yeah, one after another.
It's intense. And where's Andy in all this?
Well, his house is still standing.
Oh, okay.
But just barely. It's shaking, creaking, like any minute now.
So the water's still rising.
Still rising.
It's up to the rooftops now.
Up to the rooftops. He's forced to stand on his roof.
So he's finally out in the open.
Yeah, he's completely exposed, soaked from the rain.
And for the first time, he cries out to God for help.
He's scared now.
Yeah, you can feel his desperation. He thinks he's going to drown.
Right, the reality of the situation is finally hitting him.
And then it happens. Like right in the middle of all the thunder and lightning, this helicopter appears.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. And they're lowering a rope ladder down to him.
A lifeline.
A lifeline.
Literal lifeline.
A voice from the helicopter is shouting to him, like, grab a ladder, grab a ladder.
Come on, this is it. You're saved.
And Andy, he doesn't.
Oh, no.
He closes his eyes, lowers his head, and asks God, like, where are you? Why aren't you saving me?
He's still waiting for that specific kind of miracle.
Yeah, he's saying he can't survive without God's help.
But the help is right there.
Right there. And then, boom.
And what happens?
The house collapses. The whole thing gets swept away by the flood. Gone. The helicopter circles around, tries to find him.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Wow.
And then it gets even weirder.
Weirder how?
The story shifts to Andy's spirit.
His spirit.
Yeah, his spirit. It's like he's left his body behind.
Okay.
And he's floating in the darkness.
So, like, is he going to heaven?
It's unclear. It doesn't really say. But even as a spirit, he's still complaining.
He's still complaining.
Yeah, he's still upset with God.
Like blaming God.
Yeah, he's like, why didn't you save me? Why me?
Even after all that.
Even after all that. And then he gets an answer.
He does.
Yeah. This, like, huge, booming voice speaks to him.
Okay.
And it says, look, I tried to save you.
God is talking to him directly.
Directly.
Yeah.
And he says, not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Oh, wow.
Through Jimmy's car.
Right.
Danny's boat.
Right.
And the helicopter.
So all along, those were God's attempts to save him.
Exactly. And Andy he just didn't see it.
He was so focused on his own idea of what rescue would look like.
Exactly.
Wow.
And then the voice continues. It says, you had another 30 years of life coming to you.
30 years?
30 years. But because you refuse my help, you're going to have to wait.
Wait, as a spirit?
As a spirit. For those 30 years before you can, find your final resting place. And it even says, like, take care of yourself while you're waiting.
That's heavy.
It's really something. And finally, Andy understands. He gets it.
He realizes his mistake.
Yeah, but it's too late.
It's a tragic realization.
It is. He was so stubborn, so fixed on this one idea of how things should be.
That he missed the actual help that was being offered.
Right. And it cost him his life.
Or at least 30 years of it.
Yeah. So what do you think? What's the takeaway here?
I mean, for me, it's a big reminder to be open. to be open to help, to solutions.
Yeah.
They might not come in the package we're expecting,
Right, right.
but that doesn't mean they're not there.
And it makes you think, how often do we do that in our own lives?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
How often do we get so fixated on one way of doing things
Mm-hmm.
that we miss the other opportunities?
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be about, faith or miracles.
No, no, it could be anything.
It could be at work, in relationships,
Yeah, anywhere.
anywhere. So I guess the question for our listeners is,
Yeah.
what does this story tell you? How does it resonate with you?
Think about your own life.
Yeah.
Have there been times where you might have been like undefined?
Yeah. So focused on one thing
One specific outcome,
that you missed out on something else,
maybe a different solution.
or maybe even something better.
Right.
It's definitely something to think about.
It is. It's a powerful story.
It really is. Thanks for bringing this one to our attention.
Yeah, this was a good one.
This deep dive has been really thought-provoking.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that will stick with us for a while.
Oh, absolutely. This is one of those that stays with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.